Good evening and welcome in. I'm Maddie McQueen in for Paxton Boyd. In our top story at 11, in his fourth State of the Commonwealth address, Governor Andy Beshear praised the state for its strength through multiple historic tragedies over the last 2 years and ability to create a brighter future for the state. Good evening and welcome in. I'm Maddie McQueen. We're beginning with the weather. We could be in for a windy day tomorrow after some rain. Let's get the latest now from our meteorologist, Jordan Smith. Good evening and welcome in. I'm Maddie McQueen in for Paxton Boyd. We begin with developing news in Frankfort. Around 4:45 this afternoon, an off-duty Frankfort police officer working security at Country Hills Apartments heard a domestic dispute and gunshot from inside an apartment. Police say the officer called for backup and negotiators were able to reach the man by phone. Thankfully, police say no one was injured. Now in our top story at 10, Central Kentucky teachers reacting to the heartbreaking classroom shooting in Virginia last week that left a first grade teacher hospitalized. Police say Friday afternoon, Abby Werner was intentionally shot by a 6-year-old student while teaching at Rich Neck Elementary School. Our top story at 10, Lexington flock cameras helping in the arrest of numerous suspects, including the arrest of a driver who led officers on a multi-county chase on Monday. The pursuit of Glenn McCormick started in Lexington and continued through Scott County, just over the border into Grant County, where state police, the Scott County Sheriff's Office, and Grant and Owen County deputies arrested him on multiple charges, including fleeing and evading police and reckless driving. I spoke with Lexington police to learn more about how flock cameras lent a hand in this particular case. We're learning more about the man shot and killed in Lexington yesterday. 26-year-old Ethan Hatfield was found shot and pronounced dead at the scene just after 11:30 Thursday night. According to the Herald Leader, the home on McAtee Lane off Tates Creek Road, where the deadly shooting took place, was also the site of an assault on a, quote, drug mule in 2017. Ethan Hatfield is the son of Chevrolet dealer Rod Hatfield, the Herald Leader reports, and was one of 4 men convicted in the assault. Perry County School Superintendent Jonathan Jett says it's nice to have students back in the classroom given all that the area's been through in the past several weeks. But he admits the start of school has been stressful this week. About 500 students from 2 different schools, Robinson Elementary and Buckhorn, are now combined in one location. He says the district has received about $500,000 from the special session to renovate the building those students are now located in. He expects students to be in that facility for the entire school year, if not longer. There are short-term issues that the district is facing and also long-term decisions on the horizon, including figuring out whether or not to rebuild Robinson Elementary. A death investigation continues after a body was found in a car following a multi-county chase on I-75 southbound that ended in Laurel County today. State police say the chase started this morning when troopers tried to pull a man over for driving carelessly. Troopers say instead of stopping, the driver sped up, driving through Madison, Rockcastle, and into Laurel County, where the suspect crashed his car on the interstate. KSP says after arresting him, they found a woman's body inside the car. Her cause of death and identity have not yet been released. State police say they believe the driver's from Florida, and the sheriff's office says 75 South between Livingston and London exits was shut down for some time but has since reopened. A man now charged after allegedly attacking a woman and holding a machete to her throat during a reported domestic dispute in Bell County. But first, a warning, some of the details in this story are violent and disturbing. Deputies say 44-year-old John Gardner of Pineville was arrested this afternoon at a home off Highway 2077. The sheriff's department says when deputies arrived, they found the victim on the ground, with Gardner reportedly on top of her, punching her in the face. Deputies say they had to tackle Gardner to arrest him, and he ignored verbal commands. The victim says earlier in the day she and Gardner had been arguing, and he allegedly threatened her with a gun before holding a machete to her throat. The sheriff's department says a gun and machete were found on the scene. 2022 marked the second year in a row that Lexington broke its homicide record. That includes the shooting death of 19-year-old Elena Mammon. Hubert Riley was arrested last month and is charged with wanton endangerment and murder in connection to the December 10th shooting. A 15-year-old also charged in connection with Mammon's murder. Her family says the immense loss is still present every day. ABC 36's Anna Medina got a chance to speak with Elena's estranged father just one day before she would have turned 20. And in Fayette County, the Lexington Humane Society asking for donations after taking in rescued Chihuahuas from a severe hoarding case in Tennessee. The Humane Society says 77 Chihuahuas were found abandoned in a house in deplorable conditions after the owners moved out. The shelter says the owners would occasionally return to the home to toss food to the dogs for them to fight over. The shelter says the dogs have medical issues and donations are needed to help pay for their treatment. You can find a link to donate on our website, WTVQ.com. In consumer news, non-alcoholic drinks are surging in demand as more people choose mocktails over traditional beverages, especially now during dry January. As Cole Higgins reports, the sober movement is a growing trend across the country. The viral Amazon Thank My Driver program surpassed 1 million thank yous in just one day of the program being up and running. Starting December 7th, people could tell their Alexa to thank my driver, and their most recent delivery driver would be notified. On top of the note of appreciation, Amazon was tipping $5 to the first 1 million drivers to be thanked. Thanks for watching. We hope you'll switch on over to ABC 36 for more news coming up at 11. You've made it halfway through the work week with some nice weather coming up to reward you. Have a good night.